Hey Steve, this is Jessica from Peterson SEO. Thank you so much for speaking with me today and accepting this free custom video. So I know you're concerned about time. I'm going to try and get through this as fast as I can and still give you some value. Today we're going to go over a few tips that you can start applying right away, and it's really going to help with your online presence and getting more organic leads. It is important to note that nearly 70% of your organic leads are going to come from this website. So having it properly optimized is really going to help you to capture those leads. We are on your website. Looks like you have service areas and a separate page for each service, which is critical. So that's good. Your service areas, let's look here. Okay. Having them listed is good. It will help a little bit, but ideally you're going to want a separate page for each of these service areas, which would be like mini home pages. Which home pages should be like a summary of all your services with keywords. So each of these pages should have their own unique page with their own unique content and their own keywords. Any service area that you service that has any type of keyword volume, you really want your own page so that you can be found in those areas for the services that you offer. Now, looking at your home page, doesn't show what your service area is, so that might be confusing to people. Looks like you have 4 main services, but there are not any interlinking in between your service pages, so that I would definitely add, which also helps with your SEO. And you have 0 content. So when it comes to ranking, content is key. You need a lot of it. Google wants a minimum of 1,000 to 1,500 words of content on your homepage or more, depending on what your competitors have. Whatever your competitors have, you're always going to need more. And your content needs to be built around your local buyer intent keywords for every one of your services. Now, a local buyer intent keyword is going to be the keyword people are actively searching for the service that you are offering. They may not know your brand, but they know the service that they need. And so that's what your content needs to be built around. All your pages need to have proper content built around those local buyer intent keywords. While you do have good content on these pages, a good amount of content, there's not really any keywords. And keywords have to have the proper amount of repetition. You can't have too many and you can't have too few. Google ranks websites based on the content. They have crawlers that index each page, pulling original content and keywords so they can index you, rank you, and put you in front of your customers when they're searching for your services. If we look at one of your top competitors, we have 1-800 water damage. Now, you're not actually competing against the entire franchise as a whole, only the specific location. So they actually will be fairly easy to beat if you follow the tips that I've given you. Now, they do have a nice website. They've got interlinking between their service pages, which is important. You can see they're going after local buyer intent keywords. They got locations with those keywords. That's critical. You don't need any keywords like near me because Google will automatically pull stuff near people. A near me keyword is actually considered a national keyword. And national keywords, while they have higher volume, if you're not servicing nationwide, you're not getting people to your website that are converting, and you're going to get a lot of false metrics. So you do need to focus on local buyer intent keywords. they have listed their service areas, but they don't have all those pages. And that's common because this is a franchise, and franchises really aren't built to support, the franchise websites really don't support the franchisees very well. They can't make customizations to their website, and so they have to use other ways to drive traffic. So these guys should be fairly easy to beat by just having more content and working that keyword strategy and then supporting it with SEO. So looking at your SEO, you have a rating of a 0 out of 100 in Google's trust flow, which means Google has no trust in your website. That's 100% because you're referring domains and backlinks. You just don't have any. A referring domain is any website that links to your website, whereas the backlink is the physical link coming from another website to your website. You need to have more of these than your competitors, but not all are created equal. So you need to make sure you're getting authoritative ones, which means that they're directly related to your industry. You want do follow links because then they actually share power and help you to rank faster. So you don't have any do follows right now. Your one link looks like a citation, which is okay, but you're just going to need a lot more of these. You've been indexed for 2 keywords and you're getting no traffic to your website. So you're missing out on a ton of customers. Looking at your keywords, you don't have any keywords even close to the home page. They are on the 6th page. You get 10 positions per page. So you're not even ranking for your brand. So you definitely need to work on your content and keyword strategy. When we look at your competitor, we don't care how their domain is rated because we're not competing against that. We're only competing against their area. So they have a rating of a 23 with 29 referring domains and 139 backlinks. Google only gives credit for 1 backlink per referring domain, and only 11 of theirs are do follows. So you really only have to beat 11 of their referring domains. So it needs to be better quality and more in number. They have been indexed for 36 keywords, and they are getting 21 people on average to their website. So they're missing out on a ton of traffic as well. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is this Google My Business section. Your goal should be to be in the top 3 of this section in each service area and for your relevant keywords, because nearly 30% of people go straight to the maps and they won't search anywhere else. And so when you're not in this top section, you send all those leads to your competition. Now, there are several factors that come into play to getting in the top 3, but the most important are citations. And that is being listed in a bunch of directories with your business name, address, phone number, and website. So you need a bunch more than your competitors. So those are going to be places like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Dex, LinkedIn, etc. So you'll need a bunch more than your competition. And when you follow all of these tips I provided you today, your website can be number 1 across Google for every one of your services in each of your service areas using those local buyer intent keywords supported by proper SEO. Thank you, Steve, so much for taking the time to watch this video. I would love to get your feedback on what you thought of it. I'm really hoping you can use these tips so that you can start getting more organic traffic. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at the number on the screen and we can chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.